Welcome to the 10-Day Growth Hacking Challenge with your host, Nader Sabri. Today, we're here with Hala Omar, who is hacking healing in a very creative way. She is someone who's gone from the medical practice, from doing just regular conventional medicine to using alternative methods like healing or energy healing to help people through their health problems. Before we get started, this is based on the Growth Thinking Methodology book. If you want to do what we're doing here in the challenge, you can copy what we do here by getting the book. The challenge is 10 days, 3 growth hacks, and we 10x the growth of your business. Today, we're here on hack number 2. Before we get started on hack number 2, Hala, are there any results that you want to share with us about hack number 1 that has progressed while you've been working on hack number 2?
So yeah, first of all, hello everyone, and hello Nader. And with regard to hack number 1, so far with hack number 1, I've had referrals, I've had people coming back, and people who have came to me months ago are now back on track. We are having like a constant follow-up with one another, and there are more and more people coming on the way, I believe, because things are just like steaming up now that people are knowing of the idea of pricing and stuff. And when they thought that at some point the prices were difficult to follow up with, now they are aware that things are easier when it comes to pricing.
Perfect.
So with that, things are like steaming up now. Yes.
Good. So just as a recap, so what Hala's done is she's done like a pricing hack, basically creating slabs of pricing to keep customers who come in at those prices and locking those prices in for life. And it just keeps the client base static. Static, not in a negative way, but static in the sense she can build a foundation of revenue that allows us to continue investing in the growth of her business and further R&D. So that's the hack number 1. So hack number 2, what's hack number 2, Hala?
So hack number 2 is an extension to hack number 1, but now we're packaging that hack. It's like a package to a hack 1. So with hack number 2, what we're doing is the same people who have had different, like the slabs we've created, where they're like different pricing per slab. We've created packages for each of those slabs. And with that regard, what we've done is we have package themes. For instance, if people are coming for love, people are coming for money issues, different issues have different packages. And within those packages, we've created prices that are reasonable and that are, for instance, let's say we've looked at packages of 5 and packages of 10. And we've created for those of each slab, different packages. So what we've done was, for example, the 5 packages, five sessions package, we've created, we've credited sessions. For instance, we've reduced the prices so that it seemed like they've had an extra session by reducing the price of the original. Like it's like we've reduced an amount by taking the overall. So they have to pay in advance, but they have reduced like a number of first. Whereas with regard to the 10 sessions package, we have credited them a session plus an extension of time. So instead of paying extra for the extra time per session, which is an hour, now they're not paying for any extension, but they're also getting it all in the pack together. And we're also working on a theme. So it's like a mixture of everything together.
Yeah. So what Hala's doing is she's using different mechanics, different combinations and permutations to create value. So value is not just about discounts, but also being able to create it in other ways. So she's using mechanics for example, she's crediting a session. So buy 5, get an extra 2 sessions. And then if you get into a bigger package, not also you get those extra 2 sessions, which is the 10 pack, you'll also get extended timing on some of those sessions at no extra cost. And I think you should be exploring other mechanics. So think of like, maybe another 1 or 2 ways, in whichever way and however you design it, that you're able to give more value in there. Not that that's not a lot of value, but it allows you to just be able to close on those clients and keep them consistent so they get results. I think what's interesting as well, we've done this with a few other contenders where we measured. So I know that this is a bit subjective in the sense of what you do with the client. But one of the things we did with another contender was we did these 3 to 5 basic measures at the beginning and end of every session. So one of them is impact versus actionability. And then I think the last one was like sort of just overall experience. So it's basically a scale 1 to 5. And what it did is those measures allowed you to open each next session. So if at the end of the session, someone, you send out an email and they say, oh, impact is 3 out of 5 or 2 out of 5, that would create a conversation, a really important conversation. You can track it. And so as you track this data, you can build a dashboard. You don't need to get overly technical on this, but it's a hack that we've implemented in other places just for you to consider. That I think ultimately though is just, it's all about the design at the moment. What else do you think that you can do related to the design of these packages that can create more value for people coming, other than that, obviously than a lower price, obviously, because of volume?
So for example, what we're doing is, when it comes to the packaging, since I've designed it in the form of themes, what I'm also thinking about as an extension to it all is, sometimes what happens is we start with a problem with people. Like, for example, they have with things in relationships or things with money, and they're focused on that. And all of a sudden they realize that there's a switch. We need to go into money, or we need to go into boundaries, or we need to go into something that's not really related to the theme. So what I have done to grow this further is, they have a one-time switch. They can switch the package.
Perfect.
So we're focused on love. What if for all of an instant they've realized it's boundaries at work? So we have a one switch we can do, and then we're creating that, and then moving, like, without even thinking about it, we're actually moving into a different package, but then we're creating a switch so that they can start being consistent with a different package now.
Yeah, it's because the packages are themed. So if someone comes in for a love problem and then all of a sudden you discover something else, you would still honor the same package as is with one switch, because ultimately without consistency, as we know, there's no obviously results that come out of anything across the board for whatever it is that you do. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Is there anything else that you can think of, like, I mean, anything else in your field that you've seen others do, things that you may think of just absolutely creative, out of the box, left field, that can actually create more value as well? Maybe some of your clients have mentioned things in the past. I wish, X, Y, Z, or this is not really the way I wanted it. It should have been like this. Like, so sometimes you get statements and comments like that we overlook, and they could be clues into some really important insights that can lead to new ways to redesign some of the things that we do. Have you had any experiences like that, or anything that you can base on to create new ideas that create value?
So I've came across, like, as I got on my search and research on others and what they're doing and what they're creating, I realized sometimes people even work, like, there has been an instant where I've seen Hala work on a tree of life. So for instance, she was really giving a package of money and love and everything all together. And then she's like, we'll work on it monthly. Let's do it monthly. So the commitment is a monthly commitment, where the package is discounted as per the price. Like, the real price of the session is actually discounted in the package, but then we are looking at it month-wise, like monthly. And then we are really focused on aligning that tree of life where everything is connected. We're connecting the dots, but we're working on it per month. So that's a different way of setting it.
I think that's pretty cool, because if you had all your themes sorted out, right? So you'd have like an ultimate pack that brings all the themes together, which is like a longer program. So it could be like 5, 5, 5, 5, and it's all in one, or 10, 10, 10. I don't know how that would work, but it'd be like an ultimate pack. Or you can do 2 crossover packs. So a bundling of 2, bundling of 3, and then bundling of all. And ultimately, you won't know the answer to any of this until you test it. I mean, until you really test it. You need to get into like a Google sheet and just get it all calculated and figured out, and then make it very clear what people get, what they don't get. You might want to be clear about that as well. And then if there's any terms and conditions at a very high level, like the switching of theme within one pack, I think that's really, really important. So you need to get that sorted out, because the more clearly you can communicate and formally communicate, I think, with clients, I think the more commitment you're going to get. Not just that, but for referrals, because people can pass it on. Ideally, you should have a website eventually. Do you have a website at the moment, or no?
At the moment, no. Like, I think about creating them soon. It's just an Instagram where people get to know about what I do.
Okay, so it can be just a PDF at the moment, right? You have it sorted out in a PDF so people can actually share your PDF, because that's what you want. You don't want somebody sending you to them all the time saying, hey, can you go explain the package? That's not going to work. You want a website eventually. For now, you can just growth hack it by just putting a simple PDF in play, and then until you get a website, and then you can test it on the PDFs to see how people respond until you put it into play, and then shift that content over to your website so that people can go and share it. Not just that, you want to be discoverable. I mean, the advantage of having a website, people can Google you and discover that, hey, oh, we've got, Hala at this following location that does the following packages, and so they can literally just pay online and get it done. You probably want to explore online payment as part of your program. We've had other contenders in the wellness space as well, and people who provide consulting services in a more subjective space. like for lack of better concepts, they do kind of the same thing. They digitalize it online so that they can just move payment forward and streamline the process. So things to think about. I know it's not now, but creating a PDF with that, I think would be crucial at the moment.
Yes, so the PDF for sure. The Excel, at least, maybe I will create formulas. So it's because it's the design phase where I'm getting creative and where I'm coming up. So it's actually challenging to move from hack 1 to hack 2. It was a challenge for me to just come up with something. But then once you actually come up, and this is like an advice to everyone, sometimes you really feel stuck and you're like, okay, it's just this now. Where do I go from? Or which route do I go from? But then you just realize that once you go down the route and just go like, oh, it's there, then you start creating and then doing things and things that come up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a creative process. I like how you put it, because it is a creative process. There's no right or wrong to it. Ultimately, you're going to test it all. And there's things that are going to work and there's things that are not going to work. And it's just that simple. What works, keep it. What doesn't work, try it in a different way. If it continuously dies, get rid of it. If you find something better, go with it. Just that simple. You need to be that agile at the moment. Okay, that's awesome. So that's packaging. So we've gone from hack 1, which is pricing, to package to hack number 2, which is packaging, that work together. Awesome. Anything else you want to share with us before we bring it to a close and move on to hack 3?
Well, I would like to say that, like as per the process of the learning I've had, is I'd like to share with everyone that no matter what, sometimes you can feel like you're like, okay, I'm done. That's it. I've done what I can. It's just hack 1 and that's it. I've kind of wanted to get there, but then I was like, no, but wait, there's more to this. There's more to the process. And what I'd like to tell everyone is, if at some point you really feel stuck, just don't think about it that way. Just think about the possibilities of where only a thought can lead you to multiple other thoughts. And from there you can create.
Brilliant. Exactly. Continue creating. Guys, that's Hala Omar. Get more information about her below. Feel free to reach out to her and understand more of what she does. She's got amazing content on her Instagram account that comes out, I think, on a daily basis, or frequent anyways, about all kinds of conventional situations that are happening and how to go about them from a energy healing perspective. Reach out to her below. As we tune out, for those who haven't got a copy of this, do get a copy to copy what we do here in the challenge. We'll see you guys in the next hack for hack number 3. See you, Hala.